By the way, John Edwards, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate you. Continued support. 14 months of John Edwards on NickWalshTV. Appreciate you, babe. Oh, no. And this is April 2026. Part of the new sheets. And we'll do the video link shortly. Also, shout out to anybody on YouTube right now. I forgot to open up my YouTube chat. I'm a bit out of practice. Whenever I come back from a trip, are we not live on YouTube right now? Are we not live on YouTube right now? What the hell? An error occurred. Please try again later. All right, let's try again. Doesn't look like it's working right now. This one's got to be fine. It's not going to YouTube right now for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's weird. All right, we're streaming now. Hello, John Edwards. All right, there we go. Sorted. That's right, John Edwards. Use those emotes. Raksha made those gifs, man. Some of those are so funny. I need to remember what the process was. I was getting really good at making these animated gifs. Speaking of which, is the boombox working today? Zintex says, pretty sure you can do a lot better. Probably isn't a big enough sample size anyway. Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. Hey, where's my boom? I mean, that is almost 100% exactly what it is, Zintex. I mean, historically speaking, I think it's probably we probably have enough evidence to buck the trend that we have an 8 chippy fee. We do have to lock in a bit though. We haven't played as many games as I would have liked at this point in time, but I got home from doubling yesterday, and yet last night I just fired a bunch of spins like 4 tabling, and it just felt really good. And I think I played like 50 games or something like that, but 10K is not really that big of a number when you are going to spend some time offline 4 tabling as well. So we'll get there. Brian Nicholson, good to see you again. It's weird having the camera like right there. We win flips today. So these are really nice cities that they made for us for Barcelona. But it's one of those where they've sewn the they've like sewn the string inside the inside of the hoodie, so you can't pull it all the way out, which is something that I would have probably done by default. But now this one side keeps getting pulled out of the eyelet. Queen Jack like a boss. So now every time it comes out of the wash, I've got to like string it through. Kings is a pretty good hand. There we go. I got it, chat. Here we go. That's better. All right, we're going to limp here. We're going to call a shove if we need to. A7 of clubs, the absolute omega nuts here. Slow roll again. Just kidding. We are good at hitting these aces today, guys. Feels good. Next game, please. Yes, this is a PokerStars hoodie. It's an unusual one. This is definitely not their usual style. This is the PokerStars EPT Barcelona 2025 hoodie. Or maybe it was 2024. What year was this? Can't remember now. Let's do a little raise here. Blind v blind. Let's start with a small continuation bet. Let's do this. And then let's do... Against the unknown. Let's do this. Fair play. Good call. We end up actually having almost no equity because he has the draw locked up as well, which is a sad story. Overbet jam turn is probably not a thing GTO-wise. I think as an exploit against that player, I think it's probably all right. Tom says, how much Guinness was consumed? Quite a lot. I want to say that there was probably like one or two very big nights at the very start, but also we were celebrating Strag's retirement, and he was very keen to, you know, make the most of that. So basically, the minute I arrived, I got a message, and he's like, "Where the hell are you? What's going on? Why aren't you at the venue?" So got straight over there, and they were already well on it. And then towards the end of the week, it got a lot more sensible. When we get to the work end of the situation, was very keen to just lock in and just try and be a bit more present for work. So started a bit messy, a couple fun ones at the start before work began, and then once we got to work, it was a bit more sensible. On the very, very, very last day of broadcast, when it was all popping off, we had a few drinks. right at the very end, of course. But yes, rather a lot. Let's see what we can do. Spike and aces today, guys. This also might, I got this in Barcelona, but this actually might have just been like a generic PokerStars hoodie. Hello, Team 651. Can confirm there was too much blood in Nick's Guinness system last week. Perfect. Perfect. He's coming here to out me. All right, this 7 is definitely going to win. Oh, this is a sad story, isn't it? Oh, this is a sad story. Never mind. Happy story. Did you also find it really weird trying to get back into online after a week of live poker? It's very strange. And actually, I only just got back on it last night, Tomo. Only just last night did I really get back into it, and it was, but like in a good way as well. Like I really felt chill. So the Queen 5 jam there, obviously going to be fine. We're allowed to shove Queen 5 at around 7-ish bigs. But yeah, I mean, Tomo, after whenever I come back from like 10 days of an event that's live, it's not even just the fact of playing it, it's just being away. Like this, I kind of forget how, like, what I need to do to get stream online. I forget a little bit about, I forget like where my stream keys are. I forget, start to forget ranges. It all kind of slips out. But in short, yes, there was a fair amount of Guinness being consumed. Delayed C-bet like a boss. Queen and a 4. We're not folding yet. Well, based on that performance with the Queen 6, we're not folding yet. And I don't know what if we face a bet on the river. Who knows? Who actually knows? One big blind jam is the line here. Why do I want to call so badly? I don't know why. I sincerely don't know why. But I wanted to call. I mean, probably in part because of that other hand that we saw played. So first of all, the line is wonky. He's probably somewhat capped to not having as many ace combos based on the pre-flop action at 10 big blinds, but I'm not really that. I'm not going to assume that this guy is playing his ranges, you know, super strictly anyway. Sorry guys, let me open that up again. So I don't know why. I just have a very strong feeling about this one. But also, it's probably in part to do with the other spot that we played here. This pot was very, very, very wonky. This one, yeah. This is a weird way to play your hand already. Anyway. Good spot. But yeah, it's a funny one. It's a funny one. It's gonna look good on the EV. Hey Raceland, what's up? Good to see you. Always a pleasure, bud. The King of Poker. I can't beat the King of Poker, guys. Nobody beats the King of Poker. We're going to raise this one up for value. We're not going to let the King of Poker exploit us by calling there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but definitely I came home last night and I fired up a couple spins and I was just very zen. Like, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling. I think maybe when you play live poker, the money sort of feels a bit more real. Like it's tangible. You're holding the chips in your hands. And, you know, that can feel somewhat stressful. Maybe not stressful, just exciting. And maybe coming back and just clicking buttons to a certain degree made me feel like, you know, maybe that just made me feel a bit more like less stressed, less excited. So I was playing more calm. We're calling here for sure, guys. I'm not calling just to hit the gut shot. I'm calling because Jack High probably has a reasonable amount of showdown at this point, given the action pre-flop, given the fact it's Ace King 8-8-7. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he has an 8 here way more often than an Ace or a King. I don't think we're calling though. Still not good with the King of Poker to our left. Hey, Jakers, what's up? The Jack High call there is interesting. Like, if he bets small and bets small again, I think probably a lot of players are like, oh, I've decided on the turn that I'm going to start repping an Ace or a King. But when he goes small and then full pots, it feels a lot stronger for me. Jakers, I mean, as far as I know, it's going well. It doesn't impact on me whatsoever, though, because that is for the American pool only. I would love to be able to tell you that that merge means that we're getting more FanDuel players with us. I would love to tell you that we're just playing against a whole bunch of Americans now. All right, I'm going to try this on the flop, guys. And we'll see how we get on, because I anticipate the check there is going to be a give up quite often, but I don't want to go too mad there when a small bet probably gets it done against the player who's just check giving up. Felix put up a nice post about the Irish Open. Felix Schneider. As far as I know, the spin structure in the United States is the OG one still. 8 is asking, what are the most inconvenient regs for you at this limit? All of them. They're all too good. I mean, honestly, King of Poker probably one of the best. The best at this limit. Very, very, very good player. But I off the top of my head, like probably like 5 or 6 are just really, really good. Marcos Toga for sure, very good. King of Poker, very good. Oh, love you, Felix. That's nice. Felix is a nice boy. I've always liked Felix. I'm excited for this thing to come tomorrow. I had to order the this new camera mount from. I had to order the new camera mount from Canada. This company's in Canada. I'm really hoping that it works. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's meant to function with pretty much all modern. Meant to work with all modern monitors. And I think it's pretty much the perfect solution for what I want with this new setup. You guys can deal with all the bugs first. That's actually very reasonable. You know, there's going to be a few. This is not going to cut it right now. Neither is that one. Yeah, got a call here. Just for the 2.5 big blind, this just got a gamba. Heads up against the Nemesis. I think we have enough to go for it here. Let's start with a bet on the flop and see how we go. We will call a shove here if we need to. Let's do this if we don't. Lovely. Now queen 10 at the stack depth. Let's take it as a check this time. Let's definitely start ramping it up here on the turn. King of poker, we can make a fold here. Queen jack. Start with a bet on the flop. Top pair, good kicker, and a gut shot. Feels pretty good. Pocket kings is a good hand, guys. Diamond. That was unlucky. Yeah, Jakers, that's an issue we encounter sometimes too. Look at the flop here as well. G-bus. G-bus. We were cooking with gasoline there, chat. Oh, and we have a new chest open. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 5. Don't recognize the player on the right. And just really quickly, gang. Woo! 1, 2, 5 cash. Let's go. Today is 0804. 08/04/2026. Nice one. Yes, and we will call a shove if we need to. Spiking an ace here. Start with this, keep it balanced. My baby left me out to dry. I was alone in the desert sun. I know that you can't see why. If you come for the king of poker, you better not miss. That's right. That is right. Gonna try and win the 1, 2, 5 here, chat, at all costs. Yeah, this is gonna be good enough here. Let's start with a bet. I was high and alone in the desert sun. That's a really nice turn. So if he's doing this, he's trying to rep a 5, but he probably has a draw, which means we probably want to raise. Punished. It's a 3x steal, so a bit more expensive. Jack 6 might actually technically still sneak into a call there. But if I'm not super confident, I'm just going to leave it out here in the 1-2-5. And the tray and the 6 is in the bin as well. The new headphones are so good, by the way, guys. I got some really high bitrate tunes playing the other day, and it sounds glorious. Also a lot more comfortable than the other ones I had going on there for a while. Plus, you can see my beautiful face so much better. What more could you ask for? What I already knew. All right, we're heads up against unknown player. Let's see if we can do some damage here. Okay, that was a complete nonsense size. Pretty much the same effect, so I'm not going to cry about it, but it was... I was looking at his stack and not mine for some reason. That wasn't the right size at all. It was meant to be more like 5. That's my last time on a maybe. Picking up spades on the turn. I think we could still check. And I'm probably going to consider a raise here, guys. He's not going to have the ace of spades. King of spades didn't consider. Yep. Not bad. Not bad. Finding value where maybe others would not. That's always a good thing. We got called by the 9 of spades here. Again, this is larger than just the straight 2x, so it does make a pretty big difference. Again, 9-7 still might probably be good enough. It might be good enough. Against this player specifically, let's just come out with the bet on the flop. I'd say that there's a good chance that this is maybe a combination that we want to check some of the time with the weaker kicker. We're not folding yet, of course. I'm going to find it difficult to fold here on the river if he goes again. It's not exactly the most dangerous run out for us here. Very, very weird line, by the way. We'll make a note of that in just a moment. All right, now, nice and slow, heads up. We got him under 10 big blinds effective. Queen high and a straight draw. Feels good to check here. Interesting line on the turn. So again, this is problematic because Queen High has showdown against, ATC. He shouldn't really have a king that often, so him trying to rep the king is kind of meaningless. So you think he ends up having a 4 some of the time. So maybe it's a flush draw. I think we're just going to call and see how we go. If he checks here, he'll have like the misdraw quite often. He'll have the missed clubs, the missed straight draw, maybe a 5 or a tray. Again, very, very weird line. Like the issue that I have is he could be bluffing with a better hand than Queen High. So this is probably not the spot to be a hero. we did well to get to the river and kind of make the most of that spot. So this is close enough. Let's just do the full 3x here. $10-4 is still going to be a call. If we can win the 250 and the 125 in this session, guys, we'll have a nice little bump in the actual Dollares one. Spike and a jack here. 2 pairs, cool. Now the check on the flop here is unusual. They will actually end up having significant showdown when they check ace, queen, jack. So I feel pretty good about leading here, and we're going to get action a fair amount. Sometimes our opponents will actually even just have ace x, queen x that they thought they were trapping. And then the ace deuce here against this specific player. Let's play this one slow. And I think we definitely want to have a lead here. Deny some equity. Still going to try and trap the 7 tray. I say trap, sorry, limp the 7 tray. It's out of range. We're being a bit too wide there, but again, we're going to try and play more in position against this specific player, and this should be a slam dunk, really. Where's my explosion? Lovely. So really quick, guys. Let me just... It's not really clip worthy. I was just deciding whether or not we wanted to clip that one. Anyway, 1-2-5 in the bag. Not too shabby. Not too shabba. We will take a look at the proper graph at the end of today's session, guys. We will take a proper look. We'll also take a look at some of the new features in GTO Wizard. I've got the Ultra package. If you guys didn't hear that earlier on, I spent $2,000 this morning on the annual Ultra package, so we have access to everything that GTO Wizard has to offer. Pretty good turn. They're not going to have a flush draw, which means they're going to have showdown, which means they're more likely to call, which means this is what we're going to do. And now we commit. Yeah, I mean, look, if they're going to hero call the turn, they're still going to call with a 9 quite often. They're not going to have missed hearts, so the trap isn't nearly as good. If we're checking here, it's because we want missed hearts to bluff. So we're just going to go for all of it. And then we're going to take this as a min raise. What's up, Pure Gill? Good to see you. Yeah, Pure Gill and I have been grinding the Baldur's Gate 3 streets. Probably going to try and get in another session tonight. We'll see if how it works out. Let's make this 4 to go. Tom, I had the. I can't remember actually now. I can't remember which package it was, but it wasn't the top one. I think it was like right in the middle. But it's changed now as well, Tom. I don't know if you heard the explainer at the start, but it used to be that you paid for access to just spins or just MTTs. They've combined them both now. So the package I have is anything to do with tournament poker in any format, basically, including all the ICM stuff, plus node locking, plus custom solves, the whole shebang. Hey, Dankel, what's up? Howdy, good to see you. Great job with the Irish Open. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can only take a very small amount of credit. Our team on the ground worked their asses off to bring you guys that production. I thought it was very good. And I'm just privileged to be a part of it. Have a little bet here. Taking this one away pretty much all the time with the bet. All right, 7 and a 5. We will raise this hand on occasion. Start with a call and a check on the turn. I don't really see how we're folding yet. I think we're almost definitely getting exploited if we fold this turn. And on the river, it's a pretty ugly run out. A lot of the hands that might even like to sort of semi-bluff the turn improve in this way. Sometimes we'll get to showdown here. Queen 5 not going for it there is interesting. Maybe a little flicker of weakness there. Yep, fair play, good trap. Ace deuce is 100% push here anyway. Jack. Nice hand. Just heads up stuff. If he gets the chips in there pre-flop anyway, we go broke, so there's not really any way around it. It just kind of is what it is there. Let's play that one fast. We're playing the 3x multi here. Got the 3x multi over here, and this one definitely not so fast. Mandacao. So far today, we are spiking aces against pairs, man. Feels good. I'd be very surprised if that was not 100% frequency jam. Not quite. Ace 8 of hearts, pretty much the omega nuts. Can you name a prettier hand than this, chat? I dare you. I actually dare you. Interesting that there would be a raise here. We'll kind of a hand do we limp with and then raise here? I'm just saying, what kind of a hand do we limp call with and raise that flop with, eh? That's what I want to know. This is a tricky one. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's very confident, especially when the ace falls on the river, where we could be like checking the flop with ace combo, ace X. Power poker, let's go. Yeah, wish me luck, guys. This is a call. Not just a call, a dominator. It was a dominator. Reg v reg. Yeah, let's go for it here. In the 3x multi, let's take charge with the suited connector. This ends up being a raise, not all in. We're calling a shove if we need to. And the 10-6 now as well. Still going to play it in position. Jack high for the win, maybe. I don't know if he's going to let us get to showdown. Not ideal. Yep, good work to all the moderators for Irish Open as well. Pretty standard push call situation. Nice. Can we defeat the King of Poker? for the first time. Any two cards. Yeah, it's got to go any two here. We take it down. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not too shabbers. Not too shabba. All right, 1-2-5 against 2 regs, though. Let's keep an eye out for... Let's keep an eye out for the regs here. You don't have to tell me. Oh, we're going to limp. Andy's going to raise. We're going to ship it in his face. It's going to be super cool. That's okay. I hope it makes you happy. Happy. If you don't know, you don't have to tell me. No, 6 deuce of clubs is not going to cut it here. So we must be pretty near to unlocking our shark as well. Yeah, another 97 games and we unlock our Sharky. Spingo is... We got 1 line done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 cards. 7 numbers will fill up our entire board. All right, we're going to start with the 1 big blind on the flop here. Don't think we can call the big check raise here. King of poker too good. Cool Hand Matt says, good luck, good luck. A generator exploded at my work today and the fire department was called. Needless to say, I'm working from home and I get to watch stream for the rest of the day. I mean, I'm sorry to hear about the generator. But I'm glad you're here, Cool Hand Matt. And I hope everyone's okay. I hope nobody got hurt. But if nobody got hurt and it makes it more convenient for you and you get to just hang out at home, nice. TCX says, can you explain how the new Spingo promotion works? I have never seen any bingo number when it spins. So it's a known issue. If you look at what I'm seeing as well, there's supposed to be a number up here. They're working on it right now. It's not displaying for some people, including myself. If you are opted in and you play Spiningos, you will be getting your Spingo balls though. So if you're opted in and you're playing, if you go into your rewards tab and you open up the the details of the promotion, you should be able to see what you've actually ticked off. To be fair, seeing it is obviously what we want to be able to see which numbers we're getting because that's exciting. But if you have no control over what you see or what you get, so just playing will actually take off the boxes. This is a min-raise pot, right? I'm going to turn my hand into a bluff. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Cool. And Matt says, I've enjoyed the podcast that you made, by the way. Thank you. We're hoping to do more very shortly. I need to have a word with those guys, actually. We need to record a fresh one. We need to go back and have a look at some of the designs that we got from Upwork. That's the next episode. Start of next episode, we're going to be going over our submissions. Thank you for the support, though, Cool Hand Matt. Appreciate it, buddy, as always. Pair of fours. Everyone's fine. The generator was outside the building, but it did cause the power to go out. Fair enough. Yeah, that's probably not why you can't work. All right, so we're going to do this one null in. My reaction was also similar to yours with what do we do with 6-5 seated versus an open to 20-ish. So Cool Hand Matt, actually, I did a bit of work on this after the fact. So if you give the solver the option to push, it will push. If you actually saw what the output was that we were looking at in that stream, if you saw what the output was, it was actually to 3-bet super large. So it's effectively the same thing. The EV will work very, very close to it. But in essence, the jam was the correct answer. I was just thinking of the wrong like modes or nodes or whatever. Not modes, nodes. How do we not commit the rest here? I mean, no. It's not the right energy. Energy's all off here. The energy is off there. But yeah, like in essence, the other two were playing it as a call, but call was not the answer. Put more chips in the pot was the answer. It's just that in my solution library, I default that to a push, whereas they had like this 1/3 stack 3-bet or whatever because they're fancy. But the EV difference between the push and like putting in a third of your stack will be almost identical. I was thinking from the NickWalshTV chart pack, you know. I'm gonna try and trap ace king of diamonds here because I'm a fish. See if we can make it work. All right, so when he does this, he will have a 7 quite often. So let's just keep the bluffs in. If he's got the hearts, he's got the hearts. That's fine. All good. We're not going to be mad about it. Wow. Now, that is just the worst run out. Ugh! Why do we run so bad? Literally the exact textbook hand as well. So gross. Bro. Got him right where we want him as well, chat. Right where we want him on that turn. I would also go so far as to say the chances of him folding the 4 of hearts on that river are almost 0. There is an argument that we could shove turn as well, of course, but probably totally fine to play the hand we did, the way we did. Problem is he just will have tons of bluffs. If he has a strong enough 7 as well, he's going to think that he has the best hand a fair amount, given the fact that we've under-repped our combo pre-flop. Just an ugly run out. But yeah, basically, I should have got the points. Yeah, of course you were. Of course you were, Matt. Makes sense. Of course, you were thinking about the superior pre-flop material. Of course. Running like God. It was funny, though. He actually ended up having aces as well. I know it's just random, but that was the meme was... maybe that was another hand we were talking about. No, it was that one, right? I jammed and they turned out to have aces. We're going to end up in the exact same spot here now as well. Watch this. Can we get there, please? Can we get there, please? There we go. That's better. So he got there last time. We got here this time. It was for less chips, which is annoying, but there we go. Trap A6. A6 of the spades. Works out fine. Nice. 125, baby. Let's go. Oh, and check this out, chat. We got another one over here. All right. Got another Spingo. So I guess it's another 50 if it's a line, right? $100? $100 in rewards so far today? I mean, not even including the chest, right? $225? Dig it. Spingo, $50 cash. Not ka. Today is a big day. 0804 2026. So we are at, yeah, $225 in bonuses just today. I say just today. I was playing spins last night, so I was unlocking Spingo stuff yesterday to a certain degree. All right, let's keep it going. So what we'll probably do today, guys, is we'll wrap just a little bit early. We'll wrap the games just a little bit earlier than usual, and we'll take a look at GTO Wiz. I'm excited to see some of the new stuff we got going on in there. We could probably do some interesting... We could probably run some hands as well. So just because we currently have... hand to note out of commission live where we can't mark hands in real time, maybe I'll just export like the day and we'll just run the day in the scanner. We will have some hands actually saved up from where we were marking them before we lost access, though. Almost missed the call there. We have managed to win a few buckers today, gang. We'll take a look at actual chip results as well, of course. Said you love me, girl. Against this player, let's check raise bluff 8 high with the diamonds. All right, once we hit the 8s, we're gonna do this as an exploit. We're not folding yet. And we get there, nice. ISO. I wrote them on the page and I let it burn. I could have checked this river, actually. I don't know. Like, the jam seems quite natural there. But I do think there's a chance we maybe could have just checked. Does he get counted towards challenge? Absolutely, yes. Yeah, for sure. Same as the 50K challenge. I tracked any rewards that we received in that one as well. So it's not a change in how we're managing the challenge totals. Just one additional benefit bonus. Let's get this one into a 3x ISO. Call your number around it. Okay, and steal this one just because we can. Come on, let's cook this guy for 75 bucks. So ace 10, we're going to put this into 4 and a smidge. Big ISO. Queen 4. Yeah, take a look, Cool Him Matt. Don't forget to opt in if that's something that's required in your vicinity. I'm happy to let this one go. And this one is just a regular ISO to 2.5. We're calling a shove. Wish me luck, guys. We get all the EV of that spot, and we get to play on. All right, we're beating a 5 now. We'll take a check here. Oh, we're beating quite a bit of it now. So the quick check on the river will be a 5 quite often. Let's try and do something like this. We getting paid, don't worry, chat. He calls us with queen 5 exactly. And the 7 tray is just going to be a bit too wide here. This guy hasn't been particularly passive as far as I've seen, so I don't think we want to widen up that range. And then the king 4, I think, against this player. So far, we're just going to default to like the GTO push. Running into king 10, pretty unlucky. But the push obviously is going to show significant profit there. Bit of an annoying one. We were actually cooking on this guy for a while there. Same again. We're just going to run into it twice for the game. Still live. Not anymore. All right. I'd say that was a GG anyway. We did have him all in for the win with the best hands. Cool. Player on the left we've played a little bit with. Player on the right was the player we just had a moment ago. Wish me luck, chat. It's just the 2x multi, so it's going to be fast and loose. All right. That's pretty fast, pretty loose. Let's go. The ace-9 squeeze jam, I think, is fine. Unlucky to run into jacks here. We're unlucky to run into ace-9, apparently. All good, though. Next game. Don't know either of these players. We're going to have to check out the Irish Open after party as well. There's some cool stuff going on. So April doesn't start till April the 12th. in this format. Okay, let's in the 3x multi. I'll just play it fast here. Probably just meant to be non all in there. Probably just meant to be non all in there, but that's fine. As kind of like a multiplier exploit, if you can call it that. So on the 12th of April, the Irish Open after party begins. Yeah, looks like a couple of fun events. Okay, heads up, let's go. Okay. All right, we're going to go for the 4x ISO. ISO bluff, of course. King Jack of clubs is basically the nuts. Hey, Louis, how's it going? Good to see you. Can we get a dime? We got a dime. We got a dime. It was an exploit, but it was a dime nonetheless. All right, my guy's got 4 big blinds here. How do we mess this one up? We will be limping here much wider than usual. And we will reassess on each individual flop. If there's not a lead on the turn, we'll bluff. Should be pretty straightforward. This guy seems pretty straightforward so far. And our calling ranges will also be significantly adjusted for what we perceive to be a tighter shoving range. This is a bit too strong to fold here. We've been doing it all day. All day. 6 big blinds and he's got kings. All right. It is completely fair. And, you know, it's going to, if you got kings and I've got a7 and you got 5 big blinds, you're probably going to win the pot. Just how it goes. Gonna value bet there. Nettie, it is absolutely stunning out today. I woke up and the sun was blasting through these giant windows over here. Yeah, we're gonna limp 100% range here. 8 deuce is pretty out of line, but that's okay. Turning 2 pair like a boss. Punish the straight draws. So technically queen 9 is a call here. We are gonna be softly catchy monkey though. Softly, king and a jack. Softly. All right, now on the attack. Oh my God, 7-4 diamonds, can't lose. It's impossible. 7-4, 7-9. GG, good game for us there. Just could not get the chips in properly. Okay. Couple games there. Not quite what we were looking for. All right, 2 regs, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Heads up against Andy now. We've got about 10 big blinds and a dream. Okay. Nice, the 8 deuce off bluff. It's a rare one. It's a rare one. It's not going to go either. 7s, we can still trap here. 7.6 big blinds. Trap of the century. Tramp of the century. Let's go. Don't get in my ear. Come. Getting it in. Calling the shove as well, guys. Gotta go. Wish me luck. Straight. Straight. All right, 75 bucks, not bad. Couple maneuvers there, and then the all-ins were good. Whoa, 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 what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I did not call that turn. I must have clicked just as he bet. I mean, I don't know. How can we got to call now. I was never calling the turn in the first place, guys. I don't know if he's betting that turn as a bluff and he sees us snap calling like that. Like, it looks like a misclick, and it also is going to be a flush draw way more often than it's going to be an ace. So that's annoying. That costs us chips. Queen 9 of hearts, pretty textbook here. All right, guys, let's do like another 15 minutes or so of poker, and then we'll take a look at GTO Wiz. Maybe we'll run some. We'll do some session scanning. Trapping ace 9 of spades here. Multo playable hands. King 10 call would be nice. Ace 6 call is mandatory. Seems good. Seems good. Call any was clicked. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what it felt like anyway. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll play for like another 15 minutes. Maybe we can go a bit longer than that. We'll play a bit longer, then we'll take a look at the graph, We'll extract the hands from today's session. We'll run the hands. See if there's anything we can learn. Nice answer. I was going to say this is a nice little setup, but King Deuce gets there, unfortunately. It's all right. Next hand, next game. All right, next game. Let's go. Draven says, I'm learning, so are they only calling that pre-flop because it's suited? I mean, the defending range there will include all suited hands, Draven, yeah. Like literally any suited hand. So the 9 tray of clubs is like perfectly textbook. You're facing a min raise, you're in the big blind, 15 big blinds effective or whatever it was. Facing a min raise, all suited hands will be going there. There might be some that come out as we get shallower. But yes, essentially. The ace-king call is kind of neither here nor there. Like, we have the right price for it, but it's also the size that he chooses to use here is clearly an exploit. It just like designed to target exactly hands like ace-king. And you know, I recognize that. I'm not a fool. I can see what that looks like. Having said that, you could also argue that if that's the case and that's how you interpret that size, then you should just be using it as an exploit if your opponent's just going to always put you on a strong hand when you size down there because it looks like you want to call. Kind of a value bluff kind of size. Let's see if King of Poker wants to barrel here. Okay, let's start the bet then. Let's start the bet then. If they actually check an ace on that board, we probably do win a decent sized pot leading the turn. Yeah, I mean, potentially, mate. It is very difficult though. It is difficult. We're calling a shove here if we need to. Yeah, Draven, if you ever want to take a look at those ranges, let me know. I can give you an example range on Discord for free. But yeah, like, you know, the defending range against a min raise usually includes all, if not most, suited hands. So it's definitely not unusual for him to have that combo. All right, so this is going to be one of our larger ISOs. This is all part of us balancing when we're going to do this with our stronger ace combos. And then the ace-9 push is pretty cute here too. Queen-Jack is a fair call. We're going to make a straight though, so it's all good. Straight! The hell do we call this? I was going to say, if we pick up equity, I might go with the turn. I am interested if we could do this now. I'm going to go for it, guys. Wish me luck. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Well, part of why I'm actually speeding up here is because we do have the Queen of Clubs in our hand. So it does reduce the number of times we run into exactly the backdoor clubs. That's an annoying one because I have the feeling that he does end up having some high cards like King X, Ace Highs, King Highs, Ace Highs on the flop. So the read here is pretty good. We're kind of unfortunately running into exactly the backdoor that we're blocking. Yeah, frustrating one. I think the thought process behind this one makes sense. Like, we can still get some 6x to fold. We can still get King Highs and Ace Highs to fold. Because this guy is a good reg, I do anticipate he's calling the check raises with hands exactly like Queen X of clubs, King 9 of clubs, Ace X of clubs, but also just straight up King Queen of clubs and stuff like that too. So I think we have all the components of something that's really good here. We're blocking Queen Jack, we're blocking Jack 9. I think that this is a good line. We just are running into quite a specific combination here. So unlucky there. Looks like we did have the right idea. We're just running into the backdoor flush as well. I guess ask myself, is this a believable line as well? I think probably the answer is yes. I think we can honestly say that we might check raise 2 pairs and then trap check the turn at that stack depth with like 1 pot behind. So nice hand there, buddy. Part of the confidence of that move includes the fact that having the queen of clubs reduces the chances we run into the sort of really unlucky backdoor stuff like that by a certain degree. Not by tons, but enough for it to be a decider, I think. If our opponent has a jack, I think they do bet the turn a fair amount as well. Oh, big blind's going to wake up with it here. Five is good. Standard shove, big blind wakes up, standard call, whatever, all good. Okay, 2x multi. This is actually 2 unknown players. Kind of unlucky when you get 2 unknowns and it's the 2x multi where there's just not as many chips to play for. So it's fairly kind of a frustrating spot. Bit of a gift here. This is not what we want to do. Not really defensible. Queen of diamonds. Queen of diamonds. Do we call a big bet here? McNeil says, get down the beach, Nick. It's a gorgeous day. Morocco's chocolate chip. That sounds good. Morocco's chocolate chip is good. Definitely getting down the beach this week. I will be down there. I think Friday morning, me and Ruthie are planning on doing a sea dip. Excited to get back to the beaching. I know my baby left me out to dry. Wow, splashing around here. Splashing, splashing, splashing around. Yep. Keep the bluffs in. He's all in. Be kind of annoying if he had tray 5, but I think the chances of us not going for value here are absolutely 0. Nice. That actually ended up being a pretty solid game for us EV-wise. Let's get into our next one. How was I alone in the desert sun? I'm interested to see what our EV looks like today, guys. I feel like we've played pretty good. We've had a couple spots here towards the end of the session that are going to cost us. But really, I think that the way that the game is being played right now, the format and the structure of the current format, I think we just got to get our head down and get through volume. And obviously now reactivating our account with GTO Wiz means we can do a bit of more of a deep dive in our overall strategies. So our opponent really shouldn't have a 5 here that often. But they will have some King X that we have outkicked, and they will also have clubs that we can punish. We are always getting this in, no matter how we choose to play it. Running into ace queen is just part of that puzzle once in a while. Come on, sevens. No good. No dice on that bad boy. Do you manage to spike middle pair here? Opponent is checking, apparently. So that's kind of weird. Do they have a pocket pair? No, they just have us out kicked with a 5, which is why they check the flop, which makes sense. Not ideal. Pretty standard. Can we get back in the game for the $50? We got a king. Let's go. Pretty standard stuff again. This might be our way back in, up to 12 bigs. All right, let's take a flop here if we can. Let's start bluffing. Let's start the bluffing on the flop there. Bluffing with the muffin. Shoving with the ace-9. Queen-9 of hearts. We're going to limp, and if he shoves, we're going to call. Hand with a ton of equity range advantage here in the extreme. Extreme range advantage. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the kind of river we can bluff because he's not going to fold the 10 once he's called the turn. Kind of an annoying one because there's a lot of cards that improve our hand, but also we're intending on bluffing if it doesn't come like the most bait card of all time. Can still get lucky here. Yeah. The king is actually just such a good card for us to blast as well because he's never going to have the ace or the king. But that is the exact run out where he's just going to go, I'm not folding a 10. Like, there's no chance. So it kind of is what it is. We got to recognize that, take advantage of that, and not just blast off just because we can. Shot opportunities. Well, this is actually the bottom of the range too. This will just sneak into a call. It's only 3 total big blinds, so 2.6 is ATC, so 8-4 off has got to be in there for sure. Okay, cool. Let's play a couple more. Let's play like 2 more, and then we will we'll take a look at some technology for the first time since we bought the super fancy package. Jack 7 of diamonds. I'm going to start bluffing on the flop. Blinds are up now. Definitely shoving territory here. Ace queen way up there. Ace jack is pretty far up there too. Not getting away from this one. Ooh, ace of diamonds, any good? Lovely. Both players covered pretty significantly. Big blinds, super duper short. Cool, Matt says, I've seen the change to GTO Wizard. I haven't looked much into it though. Yeah, well, we'll take a look at today. I don't want to get too bogged down in GTO Wizard stuff in general, but it is a good tool for us to just do quick reviews, try and improve every day. You know, try and maximize our time in front of the computer. Was a domination situation. Can't call this one though. We could probably check raise here. I think the float probably is just as effective though. We tried a thing. We tried a thing. Tramp of the century. So 3 big blinds. What could go wrong? Five big blind call with Jack 7 of hearts. Seems good. Strikes me as a little bit too strong to fold. This is ATC again, guys. Any 2 cards needs to call here. It's just not enough big blinds for us to want to lay it down, I'm afraid. We might be able to sneak this one in though. Lovely stuff. All right, guys, let's play 2 more games after this. And then we'll take a look at our session so far today. Okay. So 50 bucker. I'm looking forward to getting this new camera mount, guys. I think it's going to work really well with this ginormous monitor. Absolutely ginormo monitor. Don't think I recognize the player in the big blind here. Story checks out. Queen 10 of clubs call is fine though, to be fair. It's not that wild. Cool, next game. Not sure if I know player to the right. Easy game, obviously. Top reg. Snaky over on YouTube chat asking about Chippy V at the 25. So I was going to type it out. I'll just explain. At the moment, it's very low, but it's an incredibly small sample since we started playing 25 since the merge. So obviously, historically, we've played up to the hundreds professionally. Since the merge, the majority of the volume that we've played has been at the tens. I did a bit of a challenge where I played $50,000 worth of $10 spinning goes post merge, shared all my results on social media. And now we're doing the same thing at the 25s to a certain degree. I haven't officially announced it yet, but it's a long story. Basically, right now, not enough games to have any reasonable certainty. But this is our first attempt at the 25s post-merge. So within a couple months' time, we should have a better idea. The majority of the volume that I'm playing is on stream, but I will be sharing all of that information throughout the challenge openly and honestly. Happy to share all those kinds of things because that's something that I'm kind of nerdy about. That is something that I enjoy. Okay. I've got this guy marked in blue, but I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure I remember what happened here. And this guy's going to win the stack no matter what. We got sixes. BVB 15 effective. Got it. Thanks. When can we expect episode 3 of the podcast? Great question. I got to get that booked in. We're trying to do at least once monthly, if not twice. So soon, I think. In fact, we might even record that in the next couple days and get that out to you ASAP. When did we release the last one? Start of April? It's a good question for the guys at Team Boss. We'll see when we can organize the next one. Thank you for the support, though. I appreciate it. I will be sharing all my results as we go throughout the year. I'm not going to fold, guys, but also this is very strong, obviously. Go on, give me the queen, please. Punish the small 3-bet. Well, it's a lot of additional outs usually. Come on. Ace might be a bit of a bait card, but we do clearly have a street flash draw. Deuce of diamonds. Oh my God. The actual burning life tilt I feel missing that combo draw in a min 3-bet pot. Fuck off, honestly. So annoying. So annoying. Combo draw from hell, man. Bruv, the combo draw is never coming for Nick Walsh. Ever. Anyway. We didn't lose the whole stack. And I have a sneaking suspicion our friend is extremely, extremely strong in this pot, so there we are. Sorry, that was a bit of a slow roll. Okay, let's do this, guys. We're grinding it back. We had a bit of a mishap with the ace-jack, but we're not scared anymore. We are pretty much even Stevens again. Let's see if we can make it work now. Pretty straightforward stuff here. Blinds are up again. Everyone's super short now. The combo draw. I also have the impression that the flush never gets there and spins. Never. Never, ever. Can we win a flip? That's okay. All right, guys, one more game. One more spin, and then we'll take a look at some stuff. $2x multiplier to finish up today. Let's go. We're calling a shove if we need to. Seems good. Seems pretty reasonable. I like the jam there with the 8-7 of clubs. So it does feel a bit like, guys, for a while there, we were very, very frequently running into, like, in those spots, they just always have us dominated for some reason. I feel like today we've had a fair distribution of just like, okay, cool, they have equity, we have equity. And I think in part our downswing that we were experiencing for a little while there was very much to do with card distribution in some of these like super standard all-in spots. Trap ace king. Trap of the century, any good? It's only the trap of the century. Oh, apparently not. Apparently not. Ooh, big walk there. See if we can get some cards here. Get a little run going here. Can we get a little run going here? Not quite. GG. Okay. So let's take a look at some of this new stuff we got going on here, guys. Let's close up PokerStars. PokerStars is now officially closed. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. PokerStars is now closed. So we're going to take a look at some fancy stuff that I just paid for over on GTO Wiz, if it works. Let's get logged in. GTO Wizard. All right, let's see what they got for us over here. Let's not dox ourselves either. Okay, let's take a look. So actually, just before this even, so this is what we're going to be looking at in just a moment, gang. We're going to take a look at GTO Wizard in a sec. Before we do that, though, let's take a look over here first. One sec, guys. Let me just change scenes so I don't dox myself again. All right, so far this year, guys, we have played 1.6K tournaments. We're probably 24. We're probably about 800 games. What, January, February, March, April. We're probably pretty far behind where we want to be in terms of volume, but I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to resolve that, especially now that we're sort of re-upped into GTO Wiz, and we're going to be in a better sort of study place. In any case, let's take a look at the chip results so far. So if I filter for today specifically, we'll take a look at what we did today. Okay, not too bad. So overall today, this is filtered specifically for spinning goes. We did end up winning some chips. We ended up winning 29 chips per game. Today, we ended up winning $75 overall. The $75 overall, also just a reminder, was also including a 10x win and a couple 4x wins as well. So we've done okay here. We actually probably should have done better in cash in general, but I would say that was a fairly reasonable, solid performance contributing to our total over here. So again, heading kind of in the right direction. We're still kind of stuck in the doldrums. If we can string a couple sessions like this together, I mean, if we can get a couple sessions that look like that together, we will sort of break free of this sort of trap that we've been in for a while. In general, though, like I said, this is still a very small sample of games. So any sort of results that we're showing right now don't really have any basis in reality until we've played significantly greater volume, especially since the merge, right? That makes a big difference. So just with that in mind, let me go ahead and let me do this. So export hands to file. Let's just do this, desktop. All right, we're just going to export these hands really quick, and then we'll do some fancy stuff in GTO Wiz. $20K hands exported. Okay, so this is actually going to be... That export was going to be everything, though, so maybe we want to do this slightly differently. Or should we just go for it? Screw it. All right, let's see if this works. So one of the tools that we should have in our arsenal now that we have upgraded here, that's a bit better as well. There we go. Is view status. All right, so this is the upload that we just did here, and that will be running now. So that is currently being analyzed. 20,000 hands played since the start of this year. We'll take a look at this output and we'll see where we need to do some work. Now, I don't anticipate that our output here will ever be perfect. In fact, I think if it's perfect, we're probably not adjusting enough for the field that we're playing in, and we're not exploiting frequently enough, but it does still give us some semblance of whether or not there are some glaring errors in the way that we approach the game. So it does look as though they've got some new stuff going on here. So reports is new, or at least reports isn't new, but I know that they did some upgrades to this. So we'll take a look at this in just a sec. Oh, is this, that one's still stuck in? Okay, cool. So that is actually still stuck in, cash games, which is fine. But I know at some point that those reports will include MTTs and also spins. You can see our overall GTO score here is 81.6. Again, I know people that have much higher scores than that. But again, it depends on where they are dragging those hands from. In the event that it's from the trainer, should be higher than it should be if you're playing in real life. Okay, so today is the 8th of the 4th. Where's the upload that we just did? It must be this one, right? It's a bit weird. It's only showing 308 fully analyzed hands of the 20K we uploaded. That can't be right. Interesting. So I might actually leave this for a little while, guys, just until I've worked it out. I have used these before, but I feel like things have been moved around here a little bit. Also, the upload doesn't seem to have all the hands that we've... I'm kind of confused as to why we wouldn't have we'd have so few hands, right? We played 20,000 hands and only 376 were actually processed. Bit weird. I might actually have to export those in a slightly different way as well. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to guess at this on stream, guys. This is obviously going to be a bit boring. One thing that we can actually get into, though, is some of these hands that we had marked for review over here. The thing is, without the context here, it's a bit difficult. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to work out a way of marking hands for review until we sort out hand to note. If you guys missed it, basically hand to note is crashing PokerStars at the moment, so I can't have them both open at the same time. And I was using that to mark hands for review that we were actually going to put into this sort of review session at the end. So on that basis, guys, I might call it a day for today, and then I'll have a think about how best to sort of structure our study sessions. I mean, I might just have to manually mark down hands for review and then we'll pull it out afterwards or something like that. But I want to think about how to structure these a bit better than you just watching me muddle my way through. And also I want to figure out why I'm getting so few hands output here. New replayer as well. But yeah, we got a bunch of new tools in here, guys, just in general, if you want to take a look. We're not going to play, we're going to study. So one of the big benefits of having the upgraded version is we're going to be able to do some node locking, but also in addition to that, we have access to all of the MTT spin and go and heads up sit and go libraries. MTT is now including ICM, ICM with PKO as well. Basically what we can do is we could indicate how many players are left in a tournament of for example, 10,000 player field, 200 player field. And we can get some level of estimation on how the ICM is going to impact pre-flop and post-flop play, which is super powerful. And that'll allow us to actually do some more dives into our game in that way. If we were to go over to spin and goes just really quick, let me see if I can find something. Let me see if we can work out some interesting spots here. So for example, let's say we're doing symmetric at 15. There's also going to be the post-flop thing as well. Need to have a play around with this as well. Single size is new. Simple, general, research, basic as well. We need to have a proper play with this. Thank you, Raksha. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I haven't done node locking on GTO Wiz before, so I got to work out how to do all that. For example, custom solutions, multi-way pre-flop tree builder. Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm gonna go play with this, guys. Once I got my head wrapped around it, I'll use this for our study sessions in future. Yeah, you can change the profile here as well. Really interesting. Yep, cool. So in essence, what we can do is we can do custom profiles as well. And then we can sort of start to get an idea. So for example, let's say the button is this one. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I'll have a play with this off stream, guys. And then once I got it all figured out, we will apply it to our study sessions in future. But I think that's just it for today. We're going to wrap it there, guys. And appreciate you coming to hang out with me as always. Another stream tomorrow, guys, around the same time. Hopefully another winning session as well in terms of EV. That would be great. Dollars is also nice. We did manage to unlock $225 in bonuses today, which is really nice too. We'll unlock more of the Spingo stuff as we go. But tomorrow, 2 p.m., I will do another stream, probably around the same amount of time. I will consider doing a stream on Friday as well, potentially, but I need to see what the plan is for Friday anyway. But yeah, guys, more spins in the future. And we will actually do some proper study sessions once all of this is figured out. And also once I figure out how we're going to track hands in session and stuff like that too. It might have been better, for example, for us to export just like one session, and then we could just study the hands from that specifically rather than the entire database. Again, I don't know why 20K hands is only coming out to 357 or whatever, so that's probably an issue I have to figure out. Until then, guys, I'll sign off, and love you all very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Spin and Go action. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.